Right. Effectively, what we're saying is we're dealing with arithmetic sequences and series. And there are two formulae, but only two that are necessary to learn. The nth term formula, which is Tn equals A plus into n minus 1 times d, and the summation formula, which is for finding the sums, which is actually Sn equals n over 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Now, here is an example where they're saying calculate the number of terms in the sequence and what is then the solution to this problem. We solve it together. Solution. Right, to find the solution to this problem, we need to look at a couple of things. First things first, we need to write down the question. So we have that minus 13 minus 4, 5, 2, 2, 1. From which we're able to see that the first term is actually minus 3, but also because we need to calculate the number of terms, what does it mean to say we need to find the number of terms? It means, therefore, that n is what is unknown here, and the first term is that. The next thing we need to do is to establish if this is arithmetic or it's not. So we need to find the common difference, and that is T2 minus T1, and T2 is minus 4, T1 is minus 13, and this is minus 4 plus 13, and this is actually equal to 9. But obviously, we need to also do T3 minus T2 as well. So what is term 3 is 5 minus term 2, which is minus 4, and the result is clearly a 9. And this means that indeed the common difference is 9. Ideally and strictly speaking, it's very important to just do the calculations as shown. So what the student needs to do is to find T2 minus T1 and find out that T2 minus T1 is actually equal to 9. And then the student will proceed to also do T3 minus T2 and find it to be 9. So that indeed D is 9, which is a conclusion the student writes that the common difference is indeed this. So with that said, the student proceeds then to say, you have all the required information. So this one is A plus n minus 1 times D. Okay, so Tn. So you have n minus 1 times D. So you have Tn. Right, so let's mention something here first. Because you know the last term up here, so it means ideally you can write down here as part of your given information that the last term Tn is 2, 2, 1. And with that said, then you are in business. And which means you can come here and say the last term is 2, 2, 1. We have seen that the first term is minus 13. Okay. And then we have n minus 1. I agree that you have some fair understanding of these. You have the common difference, and we have seen that the common difference is actually 9. We need to solve for n here, which means 2, 2, 1 is equal to minus 13 plus 9 and minus 9. We just distributed and opened up the brackets here. What is minus 13 minus 9? Minus 13 minus 9 is minus 22, which when you bring across, it becomes actually 2, 4, 3 equals 9n. Well done. So now with that said, what is then the answer? So in other words, you have 243, you divide it by 9, and what is the result? So which means that you can write 243 divided by 9, and also you have 9. So divide by 9 both left and right, so that n is equal to what? 27. Right, so which means that the number of terms is 27, and we are done with this. So we continue to solve the problems. So what then do we do next? Because the question was, so in other words, here you can proceed and say hence, because now the question was, calculate the number of terms in the sequence. Right, hence, the number of terms, right, you can write hence the number of terms, right, is n equals 20 what? N equals 27. Okay, done. Next question. Here comes another example. So, right, so now, in this example, we're gonna focus on this particular question. How many terms? How many terms are there? In the following sequence? Okay. How many terms are there in the following sequence? What is the sequence? 17, 14, 11, 8, and so on. Minus 2, 7, 8, 5. Solution. So the answer, what is the answer? How many terms are there in the following sequence? Right, so to find the, obviously to look at the question says how many terms are there? So we have also the fact that we are looking for the number of terms. Right, so we have the last one. So we have the sort of the nth term, which is minus 2, 7, 8, 5. All right, and then we also need the common difference. So we're gonna look at T2 minus T1, for example. Right, so we're gonna look at T2 minus T1. What is T2? It's exactly 14 minus 17, which is the same as minus 3. But also here, you need to also check T3 minus T2. What is T3? It's 11. T2 is 14. And the difference is that. And so the conclusion becomes that D is indeed minus 3. Okay, having obtained D, then how do we get the rest of the things up here? Okay, so we are looking for N, the common difference is there. The last term is there. So which means that we can proceed and then say our Tn is actually A plus N minus 1 into the common difference. We have already seen that the last term is minus 2, like this. What is the first term?
17.
Right, so the first term is 17. What is the common difference?
Negative 3.
Negative 3. So which means it's minus 2, 8, 7, 8, 5, which is 17 minus 3 and plus 3, like so. Right, what is 17 plus 3? 20.
20.
Yeah, and then now you bring 20 across. What is minus 2, 7, 8, 5 minus 20? So it's
Minus
2,
2.
7, 8, 5. with 20.
It's negative 2805.
2805, correct. And then this is the same as minus 3n. So which means that we have minus 2805. It's minus 3n, you divide by minus 3, divide by minus 3. What is the result? So n equals 93.
935.
935. So this is the answer. Hence, you see, the question was how many terms? Hence, they are n equals to 935 terms. Terms in the sequence. In the sequence. Let's look at the next question. Let's look at the next question. The next question is calculate the sum. An example. Right, so calculate the sum of the arithmetic series. Of the arithmetic series. Six plus one. Okay. Minus 239 by using an appropriate formula. Like this. What is the solution here? Calculate the sum of the arithmetic series by using an appropriate formula. So now to find the sum here, you need to note the first term. What is the first term?
6 plus 1.
The first term is this one.
Okay.
So the first term is exactly 6.
Okay.
And the couple of things obviously we need to realize, but also the fact that the formula itself is Sn equals n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into the common difference. What is the common difference? So you must first say term 2 minus term 1. What is term 2? Is 1, term 1, and this is minus 5. What is term 3 minus term 2? Term 3 is minus 4, term 2 is 1, and this is minus 5. D is minus 5. Okay, so you have A is that D is minus 5, and you need to find the sum. But what is no, okay, so you know the D, you know the A, but you don't know the number of terms. To find the sum, you must also know the number of terms. So how many terms are here? You don't know. So we must find the number of terms. To find the number of terms now, because we don't know the summation, we're going to use the formula, this one, Tn.
Say it again. Why are we
because,
using the formula again?
please come again.
We said why are we using the formula again? The Tn formula?
We're using the Tn formula because the question says you must find the sum. And this is the summation formula. But now in the summation formula, we know the common difference is -5, so we can substitute here. We know the first term is 6, we can substitute here. Because to find the sum, we must know all the symbols that are here. But we don't know the number of the terms. How many terms are here? Because we must know n. We know d, we know a, but we don't know n. We don't know how many terms there are here. So to find the number of terms, use Tn. Right, but now in using Tn, what is the last term? -239. What is the first term?
Sunshine?
Yes, please. The first term is actually 6. N-1 into the common difference. What is the common difference? It is -5.
-5.
So which means that 239 is 6 minus 5n plus 5. Okay, the sum here is 11. So you have 239 plus 11, 250. So minus 250 is minus 5n. Minus 250 is minus 5n. You divide, which means n is 50. Right, because now we know n, then we can resort to you to find the summation. The sum is n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into the common difference. And we've seen that n is 50. So it's 50 out of 2 here into twice a. A is 6. The first term is 6. But here also we have that n is 50 minus 1. What is the common difference?
-5.
Minus 5. So that we have 50. 12. Okay, now let's look at these. 50 minus 1 is what? Is 49. What is 49 by 5?
245.
So what is the answer?
So it's
We have 12 minus 245 times 25. So the sum is minus 5. 825. So obviously we had to find the sum, because the question was calculate the sum of the arithmetic series, and so we found the sum. What is the sum? The sum is minus 58 to 5. Okay, so just note that. The next question, please. An example. Right, this example says, given the arithmetic sequence, Given the arithmetic sequence, three, 7, 11, and so on. Calculate the sum to 20 terms of the sequence. Part B, if the nth term is 191, determine the value of n. Right, so here is the question. Given the arithmetic sequence, this one, calculate the sum to 20 terms of the sequence. Look at the solution.
So
So
in
you have
order for us to find the sum, we always have to calculate, start with the Tn formula first before finding the sum.
no, not always.
Okay.
But in that question, we did not know how many terms there were, because there were so many. There were some dots, meaning there were other terms that they left in the middle. Like here, we don't know how many terms there are. But the question is, we need to look at the question first, because here they're saying, calculate the sum to 20 terms. So here they told us how many terms. They said the sum to 20 terms.
20.
So it means n is 20. A is 3. Okay, so now let's find this one. T2 minus T1. T2 is 7 minus 3, which is 4. T3 minus T2. T3 is this, which is 4. The common difference is therefore 4, because T2 minus T1 is that. So let's look at the sum formula, which is exactly n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into the common difference. So this means that we know that n is 20, because they said sum to 20 terms. So we don't need to use the Tn formula here, because we know the number of the terms. What is the first term here? The first one is 3. And then you have 20 minus 1. The common difference is 4. So which means 10. Okay, so we can just get the answer to all these. Okay, now 20 divided by 2 is 10.
10, yeah.
10 into 2 times 3 inside, it's 6.
It's 6.
Plus 20 minus 1 is 19 by 4.
76.
All right, so what answer is that? What answer do you get there? Okay, I'm trying to do it here.
Right.
So in other words, you have 20 divided by 2 into 6 plus 19 by 4. 820.
Mhm.
820. 10 times 6 plus 19 by 4. 820. Okay, so we get exactly that.
Yeah.
Now, this is exactly the sum of the first 20 terms. Okay, so we continue. And then, okay, there's part B of the question. Calculate the sum to 20 terms. So this is part A. And we found the sum. If the nth term is 191, determine the value of n. So here in B, they gave us the nth term. The nth term means this is 191. Okay, so which means that, but we know that Tn, the formula for Tn, the whole formula is this, which means the Tn is 191. What is the first term?
3.
3. The common difference is what? 4.
4.
Okay, so 191 is 3 plus 4n minus 4. What is 3 minus 4?
1.
It's minus 1. You bring it across is 192, which is 4n. Right, at this point, you divide by 4 the left and 4 the right. Meaning now you have 192. What is 192 divided by 4?
48.
It's 48.
Mhm.
So this is the value of n. So n equals, thus n equals 48. The next question. The next question. Another example. Right, in this example, the first 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence are 3 terms of an arithmetic sequence. With an arithmetic sequence are this. Here is the first question. Determine the value of x, and then write down the values of the first 3 terms. 2. Determine the nth term of the sequence. Three, the sum of the first n terms of the sequence is minus 176. Find n. We look for the solution to this. So we continue. The first three terms of an arithmetic sequence are these. Determine the value of x and then write down the values of the first three terms. So we need to first find the value of x. So to find the value of x, we must say T2 minus T1 is T3 minus T2. What is T2? Term 2 is x minus 3. What is term 1 is 2x plus 1. What is term 3? Is 3x minus 4.
3x minus 4.
What is term 2? X minus 3.
X minus 3.
So which means that at this point, what we have is, for part 1, we have x minus 3 minus 2x plus 1 is 3x minus 4 minus x minus 3. Right, x minus 2x is minus x. Minus 3 minus 1 is minus 4. 3x minus x is double x, or twice x. Minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1. Moving this one across becomes 3x. And then it becomes minus 3. So you divide here by 3 on the left, by 3 on the right, which means x is minus 1. Hence, x is minus 1. Okay, so we need to find that the question said that need to determine the value of x and write down the values of the first three terms. Right, so the first three terms. Right, so you have x equals to minus 1, 2x plus 1, x minus 3, 3x minus 4. Minus 1 minus 3, minus 1 minus 4. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. minus 4, minus 3 minus 4 is minus 7. Hence, thus the first three terms are minus 1, minus 4, minus 7. The nth term. To find the nth term, we use the formula Tn equals A plus into n minus 1 times d. We understand that at this point, you are dealing with, obviously, the A, which is the first term. The first term is minus 1 plus n minus 1 into the common difference. What is the common difference? The common difference is this minus this. What do you think it is? Okay, you have minus 1, minus 4, minus 7. Is this correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So what is T2 minus T1? T3 is minus 7 plus 4, which is minus 3. Which is minus 1. Minus 3n plus 3. Which is minus 3n plus 2. And this is the nth term. Hence, the nth term is Tn is minus 3n plus 2. The next thing is we want to find the sum of the first n terms of, okay, the sum of the first n terms. Here's the question. The sum of the first n terms of the sequence is minus 176. Find n.
Yeah. Oh my, it's
So part 3, the sum is minus 176.
Okay, Sunshine, there's 5 minutes left.
Yeah, I realized that. Okay, I'm finishing quickly. Let me just run quickly. The common difference I've already seen is minus 3. So that we have Sn equals n over 2 into twice a plus n minus 1 into d. Right, so if this is the case, we know that the sum is minus 176. We need to find n, where this is n over 2 into twice a is minus 1 plus n minus 1 into the common difference. So what is the answer here? It is n over 2 into minus 2 minus 3n plus 3. Minus 176 is n over 2 into minus 3n plus 1. 3, which is minus 176. N over 2 into minus 3n plus 1. So here at this point, you can cross multiply. What is 2 times 176?
$352.
Yeah, 2 times 176. Yeah, that's 352. So, but there's a negative, so that's minus 352. Okay, if it cuts you, then obviously, but yeah, I'm gonna send these. I'll upload the video in the next couple of minutes. Okay, and I'm gonna send you the link to the video. So which is 5, 2, n by, you distribute here, this is minus 3n squared, n by 1 is n. Right, you transpose this across, giving you this here, 352 equals 0, like this. So the question is, what are the factors of this? Okay, if it cuts you, please, I'm gonna, I have the thing, I have the, so now you have 3x squared minus x minus 352. Right, so what this is here is 3n plus 32. And there's also n minus 11, which means n equals minus 32 out of 3, or n equals 11. This one here is invalid. And therefore, this is the only answer. The questions that determine the value of n. So in number 3, hence, n equals 11 terms only. And that is the answer. All right, I must thank you for joining us. Okay, I'm gonna stop now, and I'm gonna see you afterwards. Okay.
Yeah, I'll see you when I don't have